Hi, welcome to Spiritual Anushila once again after a very long time. And today I decided to do a love reading because I have been checking upon the recent energies, and for the last month and even this particular month, just been a few days, but I've got so many readings on particularly love life issues. So I decided to do the original deck, and I've already shuffled the cards. So I'll just show upon the energies for single people and people in relationship. We will be using the original tarot deck for seeing what is the situation. Then we'll be moving on to the Lovers Tarot deck, where I have also shuffled the cards for the single people and also the people who are in a relationship. They are all kept separately. And lastly, we'll be seeing some energies from my very special new deck. It's called the Soul's Journey. And through the Soul's Journey, we'll be checking into like furthermore energies for some advices. So let's directly get started. So for people in relationship, I have made a pile here and I'll just show it to you. These are the two cards that are showing what's happening, and these are the two cards that are showing certain forms of remedy or just like a long-term impact of the current situation that's been happening. So let's just check the cards. All right. Okay. So for people who have been single, I really feel that either you are coming out of a very toxic relationship or you have been in a relationship very recently, and it has been extremely draining and frustrating because I see the Four of Swords, which talks about having a lot of emotional, physical, mental, spiritual distress. So maybe the relationship was very impactful, like you were really in love with this other person, or you had like tremendously strong feelings for one another. However, I see with the Two of Wands in reverse that it was not going somewhere. Maybe it did not have a future, or one of the parties or both of the parties felt that this is not what I want for the rest of my life. So there was like this whole vibe of, moving out of that connection rather than investing more into it. One of you decided, or maybe both of you mutually decided, that this is not what I want to pursue or continue. So you decided to move out of the connection. I see the Knight of Swords is also here, which talks about being all armored up. So somewhere just the vibe that is coming to me straight up is that maybe you are not really looking forward to falling in love immediately. Maybe you are paying a lot of attention to your career, family, health, maybe, working out, doing a lot of other things, and not really investing your energies on the relationship aspect right now. So the armored up, or the fact that you're all covered up, is telling me you are not ready to look for any form of love right now. And also this card can say avoid getting into casual relationships right now. It won't be a very positive thing. So just take some time out, heal yourself, nurture your inner energies before you invest yourself in any further relationships. Also, there's a white horse telling me that your intentions were pure in the relationship, both of your relationships, or singularly your intention in this relationship was pure. So universe is watching on that, so don't worry. As long as you loved someone truly and you really did not wish any harm on anyone, good things are going to come in your way. The next card that I see is, or the last card that I do see is the Three of Pentacles, which normally just talks about delay or slow energies. So just the straight up vibe that I pick up is that this relationship, though it was like there was feelings, there was love, I do think there was certain forms of connection, the reason why you feel broken. However, the healing process can be a little bit slow. I'm sorry to say this. The healing process will be a little bit slow since you are coming out of something. And if that is not the situation now, because this is a single reading, in case you have not been in a relationship recently or you have already come out of someone, all the cards can have a different meaning in that case. The Knight of Swords is saying you are ready to meet someone new because you are chasing towards the point where you might be meeting someone very soon, or you have just met someone who is really good for you. Two of Wands in reverse is saying some form of traveling which was not happening for a long time might happen very soon for you. So if you want to go to a new place, or if you're planning to travel for education or your job, you might meet someone worthy while you travel. The Four of Swords is saying that some form of self-healing, taking care of yourself, like eating properly, having a more or less scheduled, disciplined life, so you're waking up at a certain hour, eating a lot of fruits, try to drink a lot of water. Even I have a lot of water with me right now as I am doing this session. Drink as much water as you can. Just constantly hydrate yourself, so you can actually you are nourished, you are internally nourished, so you can invest on something bigger. And the last card representing that, go with your gut feeling and your intuitive vibes in order to, fall in the next relationship. Like, just see what your energies tell you. I'll move on to the advice cards directly, or what the lovers cards have to say from the lovers oracle. So there are beautiful 3 cards here. These are the backgrounds, and they all have a message which I haven't read. So let's just see what's there. Wow, so exactly what I was saying, healing yourself. Remember this particular card that I just discussed about, and it has a very same message right here. It says, look inside yourself. And the card literally reads, examine what is causing you to feel a certain way. So just make sure, you reach out within yourself and ask yourself that, what is it that you want? What is it that you don't want? Make your desires and needs very precise, so you can pursue someone accordingly. The next card that says is, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you will be surprised where it leads. So this is a beautiful card again, just talking about, letting things happen, going with the flow and not pushing any situation or a person. You cannot push anything in life, so let things happen naturally. Lastly, there's the card called Time. Time is here to say, with a beautiful image, that we are trying too hard. You are trying too hard, or we are trying too hard. So give the situation time. So divine timing, believing in divine timing. If something is meant to happen, it will happen. And if it is not meant to happen this year or in 3 years, it will not happen, when you expect it to happen. It will only happen when it is meant to be. So that's a beautiful message you have. And with that, I end the single people or my single clients reading, and now we'll move on to people in a relationship. So let's see what's happening with the original deck, or the situation that you are in right now. Okay, I see some stagnation. Oh wow, but beautiful remedies are here. I see some stagnation, and I also feel like there is some form of like friction maybe. There's a tendency that right now certain people who are in a relationship might undergo some friction. I feel there's a lot of like frustration maybe in communication. You are not able to communicate with one another very freely, or you feel like you don't understand your partner, or your partner doesn't understand you. You feel at some point that you've invested so much energy in this relationship and everything, that you don't want to let go. Just remember one thing, with this beautiful energy of the Queen of Wands is here to remind you that no one is perfect in this planet. No matter who you are with, you will be always missing out on someone or something. So sometimes sacrifice goes a very long way. Just give your partner an opportunity, try and understand them. Of course, I'm not talking about, in situations of like domestic violence or something very mentally draining or very toxic. You don't have to try in that case. But in general, if it is something you can handle, please give it a chance. That's what the Queen of Wands is here to say. I see the Knight of Wands is also here with again another armored energy with a wand in hand, which talks about, maybe saying things to one another that you don't really mean, but just being in the heat of moment. You are expressing emotions which you are not able to take back later on. So just remember that when you react at a heat of the moment, you might say a few things that you don't mean, but the damage can go much deeper than just a moment. The damage can be something caused for a lifetime. So be careful in the words you choose, be careful in the gestures you make. Like, if you're really angry, go for a walk, don't talk, avoid saying something harsh. It's better to be silent than to say something very harsh. So just, like calm yourself down, because this talks about some form of aggravation or angered, like some form of like frustration building into anger, because I see the fire in the head, which also represents like a form of, passion coming out in the wrong direction. So that could happen. But lastly, we have the Empress, which is here to say nurturing energies, divine feminine energies, reaching within one another, trying to sit down and have a rational communication. Try to talk it out, try to understand one another. It will be very positive if you try to do that. So now let's move on to the advice cards. So we have 3 advice cards here again, the beautiful images again on the back side. I'll just show the pictures. So these are the 3 advice cards, and let's just see what the messages are on the inside. So, okay, wow, first card that really stares at me is friendship, and friendship is here to say that nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So like I said, try to communicate, put your guards down, try to reach each other out, like how you did in the beginning part of the relationship. Go out on dates, try to reinvest in one another, like the magic what you had in the beginning state, like make sure you bring back that magic once again. And with friendship you can really make things so much better. The next card that I see is passion, beautiful card again, which says a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds at your presence, so enjoy it. Definitely sex or any form of physical act of love can go a very long way into like expressing what you feel for one another. That's not just the only way, there are so many ways of doing that, but definitely this comes as a very high form. And I think right now the energies, we are moving into the junction from Virgo towards Libra being a very seductive sexual energy. So like try to open up to one another, even if not to that extent, like try to be physically present for one another, touching one another. Just a pat or a hug can also go a long way. Great emotional exchange can happen, like it's a form of Reiki, so you can try that as well. And lastly, we have another beautiful energy. I love this image, and it says that when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memory you have shared with those you loved. So just remembering that, cherishing the best parts and not constantly holding on to the grudges or anything that's negative, because it will not bring any happiness to anyone, but just probably make what's beautiful even worse. So if the past is bad, I get it, it might be traumatic, but don't ruin your present and your future based on what went wrong before. Just try to build up on a fresh start again, so you both can give each other another opportunity to feel love for one another. So with that, I'll directly move into the soul's journey, which I'm very excited to share today. I really tried to like coordinate my outfit with it as well, because it's so beautiful. Like the blue shade is gorgeous. So I'll just read out the cards, and I've picked out 7 cards for like the 7 days or the 7 rainbow colors. Just thought of it as a very lucky sign. So the first card here, okay, I'll just see, like they have beautiful colors as well. This is so beautiful, like the cards are so colorful. I'll just go in the order that they fell out while shuffling. So the first card is Death, and Death reads here that I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So whenever something comes to an end, it's also the brighter way of looking at it is something new is going to come into your life. Discipline is here to say, like I told you before, all of you, discipline is very essential. So I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So being disciplined can also go a very long way. Humor is here to say that I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So like looking at the brighter aspects, just focusing on what's good rather than what's not okay. The next card is called Freedom. Freedom is here to say I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So taking matters in your own hand and trying to create your own happiness. Next card is called Balance, and Balance is here to say that I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So try to be balanced with everything. That's what universe always preaches through so many decks, that it's not about doing something or not doing something, but it is always about doing everything but not indulging in anything. So that's the idea of the Balance card. The second last card is Honesty, and honesty is here to say that I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So, not being in denial, if anything has happened to you, you don't have to gain acknowledgement from the world. You don't need to share it to anyone if you're not comfortable, but at least have the honesty to, stare into the mirror and say it to yourself, or just write it in a journal, so you know what is it that you exactly feel about a person or a situation or a moment, so you gain clarity about your own feelings. So, that's what this card is meaning, I guess. And the last card here is called Abundance, which is a very positive card at the ending, I think. And it says that I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So, just a beautiful way of closing the reading with abundance. So, please, all of you, stay blessed. Namaste, and sending you all a lot of positive energies from my end. Bye.